good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life of Logan TV. If you haven't done so already, please, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video because I already know you're gonna like it, and then after you've of course heard everything I said, drop a comment down below, or whenever you hear something that resonates with you, drop that comment in the comment section. So on today's video, I want to talk about making sure that our young gentlemen know that they're loved. When we're raising kids, and especially when we have a different way of doing it. Girls, it seems like, are raised on more love. So that's why it's easier for our young women, our young ladies, to be able to gravitate towards it and be able to show love and be able to have that nurturing spirit inside of them. But we don't really handle boys the same way. We don't really tell boys that we love them like we should. We don't tell boys how, like, hey, you're cherished. Hey, you are a young man of value. You are somebody who is worthy of being loved. You're somebody who, people should treat right. You should expect a certain level of effort and a certain level of love from people. We don't really tell that to them. We normally tell our young men, don't cry, be tough. You all right, walk it off. You a boy, what's wrong with you? But again, and this goes back to previous episodes or previous videos I've had where I talk about we're all in the same emotional spectrum. We all need something. And then we complain about these men when they get older, which, as you should, because at some point or whatever, when you become an adult and you have to be real with yourself. You have to look in the mirror. If you can't look in the mirror and be honest with yourself, see a problem, fix a problem, then that's on you when you're an adult. But think about this. We have a lot of men who were not raised on love. They were not raised properly. They were raised kind of like being just being like an afterthought. Like if they had sisters, or even if it was just them or whatever, and they would get treated just differently, and they would see other people. They would see like their young girl, these other young ladies getting treated with love, and I don't want to say coddled, but I can't really come up with a better word. And granted, there is a need for tough love throughout life. There is a need for tough love, but it needs to be a balance, like with anything in life. It can't just be, oh, you a boy, so I'm about to ride your ass all day, and then, oh, here comes my sweet little princess, and I'm going to, I'm going to cherish her or whatever, and, hey, I'm going to show you the way that a man should treat you. A man should treat you in the way you should expect for a man to treat you. But we don't do that with boys. And then eventually these young men grow up to become adults, and they have little to no emotional intelligence. They don't know how to be loved. And a lot of that goes back to upbringing and the things that they saw and the things they experienced throughout their life, because how can you expect somebody to know how to be loved when they were never really loved properly? Y'all, you never want to be the first person that actually really loves a person, that loves a person unconditionally. You never want to be that first person. I myself have been that person, the first person for a few women. And let me tell you something, it ain't fun. I never again want to be the first person to love anybody. I would much rather be number 6 or 7 down the line. Let me be a little bit down the line where you've experienced some other people trying to love on you, and you've had to do them wrong, and you had to look back on it and realize, like, dang, they was actually trying to love me, and I wish I had another chance. And then here I come. I want to be the person that's going to actually be appreciated, because being the first, you're often not appreciated. I mean, that's just the way it is. And we have a lot of these men growing up and be coming into manhood, and they don't know how to be loved. And I have through some of my outreach programs, I have women who talk to me and they're like, "Hey, you have high emotional intelligence. Like, you're so nurturing, you're so compassionate, you're so caring." And I always say, because like I had to learn a lot of this stuff, but it goes back further than that. I was raised on love, so I know how to be loved. Being loved does not make me feel uncomfortable. For a lot of men, being loved makes them feel uncomfortable. They feel like it's a sit-up because they're not used to experiencing that. They're not used to experiencing somebody loving them for something like, "Oh, wait a minute, you gonna give me all of this and I don't have to do anything for you other than just be myself?" Like, just be myself, like, because you love me, because you rock with me like that. And that's it. This is too good to be true. This seems like a setup. Like, I can't trust this girl. I can't trust this woman. I can't trust this lady. Because they were not raised properly on love. So it starts, like with anything in life, it starts when you're young. And if the problem isn't nipped in the bud, or if a healthy environment isn't fostered when you were young, then you're going to go out into the world and you're going to have a hard time, because you're going to be learning on the fly. Life is already about learning on the fly, but there are certain things that we should experience before we go into life, before we go into adult life, I should say. And so just realize this or whatever. Now, granted, again, is no excuse once you get past a certain age, because we all know our flaws, we all know our bad traits, and either you're working on them or you've decided that, you know what, for me, this isn't a deal breaker, and I'm gonna just keep on going with it. Now, just because it isn't a deal breaker for you does not mean it will not be a deal breaker for a potential mate. And just as long as you okay with that, and you're okay with, potentially you might miss out on some great people and everything because you refuse to get your stuff together, cool, no problem. Because life is all about decisions, and you have made that decision. But love is beautiful, fellas. Love is beautiful, fellas. You have to allow people to love you, at least when people are being altruistic with the love. They not trying to get anything from you or whatever. Like, I just love you because I see who you are. And love is about being seen. And that's really, at the end of the day, all of us men want to do. We just want to just be seen. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. And we just want to feel like, we matter in the grand scheme of things. We know that y'all got a bunch of different things going on. We know y'all got stuff going on at work. You might have multiple jobs or whatever. A lot of my ladies are going back to school, and I salute you for that. And you got things going on with your kids, and you got household things and stuff going on, whatever. Listen, it really doesn't really take very much to let a person know that you love them. Like, in its past words, it's making a person feel that you love them. But as with most things in life, sometimes you have to be patient with people. But they have to actually be putting the work forward to let you see, like, okay, he's actually trying. Because you keep on trying to love somebody and love somebody and love somebody, and they're not receptive to the love, then eventually you're going to pull your love away. Makes sense. I totally understand. But I just want to give you a different perspective on things. But I'm about to get on up out of here. Got to go start my day. Y'all see I got on my Hawaiian shirt today. Feeling real tropical today. So I'm about to get up out of here. You already know what I'm about to do. Breaknecks and cash checks. This has been Life of Logan TV. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are always alerted whenever I drop a video. Like the video, drop a comment down below. Also, share the video with some people, and let's keep the party going. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.